Hey friends, I'm Trish Reedy, your mortgage lender, and I want to talk to you today about buying a house this year. I know it's on a lot of people's bucket lists, a lot of people's to-do lists, but you're probably hearing a lot about the market and how it's been a little hectic. Maybe you're hearing it's a crazy market. Maybe you're hearing, God, the market's really hot. So let's talk about that and what that means for you. There are a lot of buyers. There are less sellers. So what that means is it is considered a seller's market, meaning quite often the seller is going to have the advantage. They may be able to set more of the terms. They may be able to choose, this is what I prefer in the transaction. They may be able to say, hey, I want this closing date. They may be able to say, I want you to pay a little more for the house. They may be able to say, well, I'm not going to fix anything. But not in all cases is that true. One of the other things you may be hearing is about interest rates. The rate market has been extra volatile this year, which again, isn't necessarily a bad thing. And it's definitely not anything that you or I have any control over. So here is what that means for you. Over the last 6 months, rates have gone up. And that is because mortgage bonds are trading differently than they were 6 months ago. And there is a lot of things that go into that, a lot of things that impact that. That could be because of inflation, fear of inflation, the Fed, the Federal Reserve, trying to combat inflation and say, hey, we don't want the value of the dollar to change so much so quickly. So we, as the Federal Reserve, we are going to change what the prime rate is. And so we're going to raise prime several times over this calendar year. And that changes how people invest in the market, in the stock market, in the bond market. There is no direct correlation between what the Fed does with the prime rate and what mortgage rates do. If the Fed raises prime, that does not automatically mean that the 30-year fixed interest rate is going to go up. There's a lot of misconceptions about that. If you do have an adjustable rate mortgage that is based on prime, that could mean that your mortgage rate is going to go up when prime goes up. I have not written an adjustable rate mortgage in a long time because fixed rates have been so low, but a lot of home equity loans, home equity lines of credit are based on prime. So if you have one of those, you should probably be paying attention when the Fed raises the prime rate, which they plan to do many, many times this year. But again, don't stress about that because you can't do anything about it. Just be aware. One of the other things that you should know is rates change every day, multiple times a day. And there are lots of things that happen. You know, stocks are trading, bonds are trading, they're up and down and in and out and all around. And so when we as lenders go to look at what rates we can get you, what we can get in the morning is not necessarily the same thing that we can get in the afternoon. What we can get today is not the same as what we can get tomorrow. So just be aware of that and talk with your lender about when you want to lock and what that means for you. What is that going to do to how long your rate lock is? What is that going to do to your monthly payment? What is that going to do to, are you paying points or not? The cost of your loan. Those are all things to just be aware of as a home buyer. One of the other things we need to talk about, if you're not buying, you still have to have a place to live, right? So you're either living with family, rent-free. That's pretty great, right? If you have someone that is willing to let you live for free. Good for you. Save that money that you would be paying on rent so that you can eventually buy a home of your own and use that money for a down payment. But most people probably have to pay rent somewhere. You have to have a roof over your head. Not sure where you're watching from, but here in Overland Park, Kansas, there is snow and ice on the ground. It is very cold. This morning at my workout, it felt like 18 degrees. So it's chilly, right? We need to have a place that we can rest our head at night and stay warm. So according to Realtor.com, in general, rents have gone up at least $300 this year. So what does that mean for you specifically? If you were to use that $300 towards a mortgage, that equates to about $70,000 in a mortgage payment. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of house. So if you're going to spend an extra $300 on rent versus an extra $70,000 on a mortgage payment, would you rather build your wealth or your landlord's wealth? You're paying it somewhere. Wouldn't you rather it be for you? Homeowners have significantly amassed more wealth than renters. Real estate has always been a good investment. I get asked all the time, but isn't the market going to crash soon? I want to wait until home values go down before I buy. Guys, there's just not enough inventory. There's so few homes available right now compared to the number of buyers that want into the market. I don't think home values are going down anytime soon. But isn't there going to be a market correction? I get asked that almost every day, at least weekly. Isn't there going to be a market correction soon? I mean, maybe it's possible. I don't have a crystal ball, but I just don't see it happening. I bought my house 6 years ago. I think we bought it for $282,000. If I wanted to sell it right now, I could probably sell it for $500,000. That's a big improvement. I did recently these return on investment letters that I'm sending to my past clients. Based on their down payment, the value of the property when they bought it compared to what it is worth now, the smallest return on their investment, 75%. 75%. Where are you going to earn that kind of return on your investment? In a good year in the stock market, 7, 8, 9, 10%? That's a good year. And the real estate market, if you can invest, first, you need a place to live, right? You're paying someone's mortgage anyways. Might as well be your own. I don't know. Now, granted, there's no way to guarantee this. I don't have a crystal ball, but if it's me, this is what I'm investing in. I would love to answer any questions you guys have about any of these things that I've talked about. You can reach me through my website, trishreedy.com. All of my social media accounts will get you directly to me. I would love to help you in any way that I can with any mortgage questions, any real estate questions. Again, trishreedy.com. Hope you all have a great day. Talk to you soon.